What is going on, guys? Today we are looking at the brand new Road to the Knockouts. We have been given another set of minis. We've got 4 new players added into the Road to the Knockout Team 1. We've got Robertson, we've got Danjuma, we've got Wilson. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but a right back from Porto, and we have Texarian. We are looking at Robertson and Danjuma at the moment. Danjuma, the left wing for Villarreal. So I'm interested with Robertson. He's obviously had a good 87. Nice little card again. It's personally who we've been using actually in our team this week. We managed to pack him. So who knows? This might be a nice little upgrade with then the chance to go up to a 90 if they win their next 3 matches in the Champions League, and then obviously get the knockouts as well. I feel like the knockouts is almost a guaranteed for them, and then the 3 matches, it's always possible. So to get a 90 Robertson, yes, in December, might not be a bad one. He's not necessarily known for a huge amount of informs, and maybe eating the words. Yeah, he got none last year, just got the honourable mention in Team of the Year. The year before, he got 1 Team of the Season, 1 Team of the Week moments, and then he got 3 Team of the Seasons the year before, which I think was their winning year. So it pretty much self-explanatory there. So let's jump into to Robertson. I really like him as a player. He's got some nice stats. Obviously, the upgrade from the 87 to the 88 is not massive. It's +1s and a +2 on his pace, but who knows? Let's see if there's any difference. I can imagine it's going to be more the fact that he can go up to a 90 more than the upgrade from the 87. Robertson's an interesting one. I feel like he's probably the best left back in the Prem at the moment. Obviously, with whatever upgrades is always nice for him, because it just seems that the kind of Prem left backs, unless they're not necessarily the greatest, tend to struggle a little bit. I want to see his recovery here. Obviously, we know quite a lot with this gold card. We know exactly how he plays, what he's good at, what he's not. And the upgrade is going to be very minimal. It is literally going to be a waiting game for the 90. So, obviously, if you're a Liverpool fan, you're going to be waiting just for that 90 to kind of pop and hoping that he can do. But you've always got to wait, because if, say, they lose their first match in the Champions League, this card is going to drop like anything. So, again, you want to always wait and make sure. But I think in general for Robertson, for me, very good tackler, nice on the ball, does tend to kind of keep on that defensive zone. Obviously, personally, with my tactics, I do have my left back and right back as kind of stay back whilst attack. But I think he does definitely keep that position. See him here. We've got Gelson Martins coming in constantly. His jockey is very quick as well. He's nice to recover on, and kind of if you've overdone it and maybe gone a bit too far. Going to try and find Danjuma to knock him in here. We've got a ball in to the other side if possible. Little left-footed ball, and that's it. That is stunning. How Sancho's not scored that, but most definitely, that is what he provides. He provides balls. He provides some very, very nice assist play if you want him on the overlap. I definitely would look at possibly a shadow or at least an anchor if you do just kind of max out that pace at the very minimum. So I'm watching Gelson. He's got Hakimi as well, a very, very good right back, who's going to also be very kind of overlappy as well, if that's even a word, very attacking. And I think that is kind of how left backs are going now. I think they most definitely are looking more attacking, if anything. So it's going to be interesting. It's something you've got to always consider with your right back, left backs now, is sometimes you don't have to always handle just one. Sometimes you get the left back and left mid both charging, and some people really like that. Robertson watching his man. He's going to keep going. He's got good pace to kind of recover. And again, it's got the interception. Solid work right there. Robertson taking it away from a bit of Ben Yedder. And again, making that tackle. He's just a fantastic left back, and there is a couple obviously in the Prem that I do like. I must admit, the other Scottish counterpart, I really liked Tyranny for quite some time. Until I packed Robertson, I didn't really need to necessarily buy anybody else, because Tyranny was doing just fine. He's very pacey. He's got, again, the same sort of ethos as Robertson. He's very quick on the tackle. But I did think that Robertson definitely was better at the overlapping side of stuff, which I still obviously do think. Even with the early cross we see, oh my. It literally, Danjuma's got 2 assists out of Sancho, and Robertson's got 2 absolute peaches of balls there, and he's still not getting it in for him. Robertson stepping up to Gelson. We know that the pace element of kind of Gelson is just not. To be fair, a lot of the wingers are not necessarily going to outpace him, like completely burn him out. They may turn a little bit quicker than him, but other than that, I don't think they're going to outright just annihilate him in terms of pace. They may just have him on that kind of turn. And we got to get him here. That's a great tackle again. It's such a good recovery, especially when I do go into them sort of panic modes where they're kind of getting closer and closer to goal, and maybe your rationalization of how you tackle goes completely out of window, and you just throw anybody at it. Literally, you see a body, you throw it at the ball, and Robertson seems to be the one that always comes out with something. That's a solid challenge from Robertson. Really puts the kind of defense there in a very, very strong position. And again, doesn't win it, but he stops him completely going through. And he's gonna burn him there. We have been using this side a hell of a lot. So going into the overall for my man Robertson, we had to get him done quick because he is gonna drop like anything. The only thing that I am kind of hoping what happens with Robertson is that he will kind of drop due to the mass supply if he is impacts that much. Quite a few went on the market within the first minute, and then you could definitely see people constantly undercutting as you kind of do really. As soon as a card comes out, you've got to be very, very first to really get the max price for him, and then obviously we'll start to see the kind of 200k 300k drop. But what he'll do is obviously being the highest rated left back in the Prem, and probably the best left back in the Prem. You've obviously got Luke Shaw, very nice, but I just think Robertson's just better in terms of everything defensively, really. Digne's just not it this year, same with Chilwell, and then you're kind of going towards more looking at pace rather than the actual defending. We do have Firpo, who is a one to watch, but whether he actually gets many informs is going to be the next question. So I think Robertson almost guaranteeing a very much an 89 at the very minimum. That is always a nice card to have. Yes, it will be kind of like late November for the very minimum upgrade, or if he does manage to get the double up to a 90, that'll be roughly around about the 6th or 8th of December. So an interesting turn to see what we can get from him. Obviously, it was nice to get another Prem player in there and another one to pack, to be honest. The more players in there to pack, I personally haven't packed a single road to the knockout, so we're going to have to really try and get one of them done. But in my opinion, I think Robertson's fantastic. Isn't the best left back on the game, but most definitely the best left back in the Prem. If I was looking for just a left back for right now, not necessarily looking at the overall and that it can be upgraded, I'd still be looking at Inform Theo. I'd still be looking at Furlan Mendy at the very minimum. Them two for me are just by far the best left backs you can get. Very, very well done indeed to them. But I do play with Robertson at the moment because we did pack him, his gold card that is, on the left back role during Foot Champs, just because I haven't paid anything for him. He is a very, very good left back for the Prem until we kind of pack Furland or maybe even get Theo in a red. Very unlikely, but you never know. I'm not really going to change that around just yet. If you are just looking for a generic left back, I would just stick to a 31k Robertson rather than going all out on the special. The special is only there really for the investment of the actual card, in my opinion. And I'd definitely leave it at least a day just to kind of see where the price is settling. You don't want to go too early and it still drops 20-30k, because that's 20-30k you've got to get back once then they potentially do win their next match. So overall for me, in terms of how he plays, I think he's a solid 9 out of 10 left back. In terms of the investment side of stuff, I think it's a very easy one to go with. I feel like Liverpool are absolutely on fire right now. They're going for the Champions League again. You've got to at that sort of level, and also they're always going to get at very minimum a +1. I cannot see them losing in the knockouts. So hopefully you did enjoy the video. Let me know down below what you think about Robertson, and I'll see you all for the next one. Peace.